Hello, folks. I'm here live. Don't worry. I see you. I see you. You see me. I love it. All right. Corporate credit blueprints, buddy. All right, Mr. Keith, you're going to have to put this link on YouTube, all right? All righty. I mean, not YouTube. I'm sorry. Mr. Facebook. Mr. Facebook. All right. Well, let's see if I can do Facebook this way. I'm going to have a little funny game today. All right, Mr. Facebook. Oh, your screen sharing is paused. Why was it paused for? No way.
I'm seeing a big square over top of your picture, not your picture, but your screenshot. It's covering about 2/3 of it.
Here we go. Oh, well, I guess I didn't like it. All right, folks, let's go ahead and begin. YouTube is not going to like this music. It's not going to like this music. Why? Because it says it's not licensed, but I copied it from a licensed link that says you're allowed to play it. So YouTube, you might want to take a look at this yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to go over tonight, but I want to say congratulations to we have 18 of the people with the primaries that are really doing something and moving with them. They're just passed. They all started earlier this year. And like I said, building this type particular corporation this way to go ahead and have the amount of money they're looking for take something. We got to make sure everything's straight. Some people had companies that are all over the place, which means, you know, addresses weren't correct, phone numbers weren't right. The history wasn't even correct. They've been in history for like 5-6 years, but no one even teaches you out there how to add the history you've had before in life, in the business world. So one of the things you want to begin to remember is the items that we give and work with you is not just about building credit. How do I say this without being so rude? I'm going to say any animal. I was going to say monkey, but any animal can go ahead and build business, a basic business credit. But we're going to find out tonight there's several things that are included. Now, one thing I've been working with some people out there in the world is that usually I give too much in a webinar. Tonight, I'm going to go over several spots, but not a whole lot of information in it to give you a taste. I tell you halfway through the webinar that I was going to go ahead and give you an ebook. That is true. When I get to that slide, that'll be your first one. The last one is going to be the biggest one. It's 59 pages. And there's a lot of great information in there. And from that point, then all you have to do is, I'll tell you what you need to do to get it. It's simple. There's nothing for you to buy, okay? All right. Another thing is this, I want to let you know that we're going to cover a lot of items tonight. And the reason why I have this diagram up, this diagram that I have up is about pretty much what people see business credit as. Business credit kind of looks like this to them. It's all over the place. And it seems like I said, they never share with you or teach you about what it is to have business credit. They teach you about personal credit. Personal credit is easy to zero in on. Pay on time, get a good credit, and the more credit you get, the more they're going to give you. Well, business credit is reversed. The more you spend, the better off you are, because then you're able to go ahead and acquire more credit. In fact, you're able to max out your business cards and it doesn't go against you. It goes in your favor. When you max out a personal card, what happens is that it goes against you and your score drops. So this is one of the reasons why when we suggest certain things to you that we are, oh my gosh, I didn't realize there's some people waiting, sorry. All righty, let's see what else. Okay, what else? All right, Kevin, what else? All right, cool. Mr. Keith, I didn't know they're waiting. All right, thank you very much. All right, okay. All right, folks, thanks for being here again. I want to say thank you for being here. One of the things I want to make you aware of, I apologize. I thought I had you automatically logged in. You didn't. I want to thank you again for being here. So let me go over a couple of other things for you so you can understand what I was just talking about. One of the things I want to make you aware of is this, is that the most important thing that you want to begin to understand about business credit is this, is that you are the one that makes a difference in the business credit. You're the one that makes the difference inside of what's going on with the business credit. One of the things we want to make you aware of is that what you do makes a difference. Business credit is different than personal credit. And the sign that I have right here is the sign that most people have about business credit. It's all mumbled, it's all jumbled up. They're not sure what it is. But personal credit, what I said a few moments ago when I didn't have you in the room, apologize for that. My fault. I did it. Don't worry. And like someone tells me, it's okay. I'm reviewing everything real quickly with you. So now, what I'm saying about this part is that as you begin to understand is that business credit looks like this to people in their head. Now, personal credit is simple. You know, they tell you in life, get good credit. Get credit, pay the credit on time, you get good credit and you can apply for more and build as you go on, then you get, more credit. Well, yeah, that's fine and dandy, but then go ahead and max out the credit card on the personal side. What happens? What happens is, guess what? You now become destroyed because they ruin your score. Now, in business credit, when you max out the credit card, it doesn't hurt your business. Why? Because they're looking for you to spend money. It's reversed. When you don't spend it, you're going to lose it. You don't spend it, you lose it, and they'll take it away. It's like no joke. There's a card that was it last year. I didn't use it like in maybe 2 or 3. No, it was actually 24 months. And there wasn't the gal I had working with me. She kind of dropped the ball. That's how it goes. You get busy when you got a lot of cards. There's a lot of things going on. And let me tell you, there is no limit on on how many business cards you can have. Now, when I say that, I'll explain that a little later. But when someone tells you you have all the business credit you need, I would run as fast and as far away as I can. In fact, I would ask them to pay you for wasting your time talking to them, because it's not accurate. The information you're giving me giving you from that person is so old, it never existed in the first place. They're just, I don't know what they're telling you. This is one of the reasons why we say here at Corporate Credit Blueprints is that one thing you want to get business and credit and loans to start and grow, first you got to get access to your own business finance suite to get credit for your business, Now, what I mean your own business credit finance suite is this. We have a special room eventually for especially for the primaries, the primary people that are in the primary trades business end of it. They're the ones that get access to the credit room and stuff like that because of the fact it's a very powerful room to have. And also another thing is this, you're going to learn about the business EIN, and that's not linked to your social security number. You might hear this all the time, or there's other places that tell you, well, you can't get business credit. You're going to have to cosign. That is not 100% accurate. There's some programs out there, yes, they have called a hybrid. In fact, one of our clients that we have here recently went through the hybrid, and that particular business we used was always great for the last 19 to 18 clients we had inside the primary business builder, credit builder. And one of the things is they had no problems, but they changed hands. And they were really, they also, even though, also nothing, this person was with this company for a little over a year, and they didn't even, he mentioned it to me and everything else, but they say still he has an ongoing relationship with some other company or whatever it is that they said the word own. Well, we own that person, that business. And I said, well, it doesn't really matter you own him or not. I said, he's part of the family, and I don't like the way you're treating him, and tell him this, that, and the other thing. Why did you not? Because they're only supposed to do a soft pull. Then they 3 hard pulls. I would mention their name, but here's one thing. I don't mention the name unless I'm on the phone with you, one-on-one. Why? Because it's different. Here, it's like this. If you, like mom says, if you have nothing good to say about somebody, don't say it at all. Well, I'm going to just tell you, they only take the easy stuff. But when you have a lot of great credit, which means your scores in over 810, all right, over 810 minimum, and you have like 14, 15, 20 personal cards. You have a high card at 39,000. You have a low card at 1,000. So you got a big wide range in between there. Your utilization is only 2%. All right. That is the primary person. That's actually those people I suggest to do the hybrid, because they can go ahead and receive the credit and financing from that. And what I'm going to start going back to now is that I used to use insurance companies a lot for the hybrid program. The insurance companies still have it, but the thing is that what they don't offer is the 0%. Well, 0% is overrated. Let me tell you what I mean by that. People do not have the business sense to realize 0% is cool in the personal side. I get it. But in business side, do you think someone's really going to worry that much about 0% when they can write the percent in interest rate off the top of the income? Come on. You really got to begin to think in business. If you're going to grow your business and you want it to grow, you got to have the mentality of at least a Fortune 1000. All right. Like Bezel. Do you think Bezel had the mentality when he first started growing? No, he grew into it. Walmart, Target, J.C. Penney, which is now slowly going out. All the Costco. What do you got? The Apple. All these people in the beginning, if you study them when they first grew, they didn't have any of this. Actually, this training they had to go through life and get beat up, and everyone tried to keep it a secret. So for you to get access to credit lines and loans and to start and grow, even when banks say no, this is one thing that we specialize in. We're specialized even when banks say no, that you have it set up where the banks will say yes in a way that you will profit and benefit, whether it be in real estate or whether it be in other areas. There's also some things that we haven't mentioned much, but we do mention it inside the primary corporate credit building program. That's a specialty there. But they get a certified funds letter. So when they go buy real estate, they say we need some certification of funds. They have a letter from a bank that certifies the funds for them to go ahead and buy what they're going to buy, or however they're going to do it. So there's a lot of things and perks that we have that we don't talk about a lot, because a lot of people might not really understand them. And even when I say, okay, the primary credit builder special program that will assist you in anywhere from now these are credit lines, not credit cards, anywhere from 40 to 50,000 of lines of credit on the business only. All right, no personal guarantee. Then on top of that, if maybe you'll have 250,000 that you're looking for, so you'll have anywhere, it might get 6 accounts at 40,000. All right, you know what that is? It's 240,000. So it doesn't matter. We do everything under 50 because you won't need tax returns. See, a lot of people tell you you're going to need tax returns to go ahead and yes, that would be true if you're going for a big lump sum. But if you're not, if you're going breaking it down under 50, it's just based on your business and how it's financed was. Also, another thing is that when you get a certified letter of funds for your escrow, well, let me tell you, you can go anywhere and apply. In fact, there's another program that we have there's some banks that we're working with that, great, they're willing to sell the properties to you that they own as long as you have a certified bank-owned letter. Well, there's just so much that we have to offer, but this is just a piece of it. But first, you've got to get started. Now, where you get started at, that's going to be up to you. But one thing I can tell you, if you want to move fast, then you can move fast. If you want to move slow, you can move slow. Also want to say another thing. The quarter's changed. The quarter has changed. The quarter has changed, which means now we're going into the second quarter. The first quarter is over. We had our meetings, we had our updates. We now every quarter and once a year you could update your information on your Dun & Brad. Let me tell you what I mean. You can use projection. See, projection is the future and the past is the past, which is what it is. So what I'm saying about this, corporations are allowed to project. And if a lot of people are worried about projecting, well, let me ask you, how many corporations out of there project? If you know how to do your projections, you can do your projections properly. Now, one thing about doing your projections in income, whether you do $1 million, $2 million, 5.6 million, 6 million, 7 million, your company must be in a position, which means you have the proper bodies working, you have the proper, can your business actually generate it if it was doing that? These are all the things you got to look at so it doesn't look like, well, if you're a lollipop producer and you're only selling lollipops, well, I don't know if you could generate $7 million in a year based on if you're going to go door to door. Now, if you're selling to Walmart or selling to Costco, then it's a different conversation. Or if you have maybe a big home business or home-based business, maybe you can generate that based on what you have. But of course, it's going to take what? You're going to have to invest in mailing, you're going to have to invest in output, you're going to have to begin to look at certain things that make a difference for you can generate it. So I'm not saying it's not possible, but some people keep going to home businesses that are going nowhere. They keep waiting and keep waiting and keep waiting and keep waiting. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, while you're waiting, at least whatever you invested in that business while you're waiting, you can write some of that off the top in case it doesn't move in time. But the second quarter also, you're going to do people analyze the first quarter to see if they're going to raise up the second quarter. Well, our prices that we had in the beginning are going to raise up on the second quarter. Why? It's just how it goes. That's what people say. That's what my advisement team says and my investors say. And also some people that are working with us closely, they say, you know what, it's time to raise the price. So we did raise them. So it's not a bad thing, but it just, that's how it goes. No matter where you go, what you do in business, things are going to rise because every quarter you're analyzing to see. Now, one thing about this is that at Corporate Credit Blueprints, whatever we do, you are part of a family. You're not like just here, okay, great, what can we see? One thing I want to ask you and let you know is one powerful thing you have is that you have a team that actually has been through it, goes through it, have been there, done that t-shirt. We've been around since 1985, so there's some seasoning behind us. We're not like pop up overnight because of the COVID-22 or COVID-18, 19, 20, 21, whatever you want to call it. Now, you know, what then you got all this, you know, all of these other shots now. Now you're going to have to carry a white card probably pretty soon, you know, prove that you got the shots. I mean, I don't know. But here's the thing. All I can tell you, by you having your business credit in order will give you more power than on your personal side, because on your personal side, you really can't write a whole lot off. On the business side, you get to write off the top and you pay your taxes on what's left over. Also, you don't have to make anything up either. See, I'm not here to be your financial consultant. I'm not here to be your attorney. I'm not here to be your bookkeeper or CPA. All I'm here is to let you know what we've done, what we do, what we are doing, always growing. We're always looking at other areas. See, a lot of people, what I just said earlier right now, I dropped a big diamond in your pocket. I don't think some of you even heard it because usually I get replies. But people don't realize there are insurance companies out there that do a hybrid loan, but they just don't offer a 0% offer up front. Now, what they do offer, though, is guess what? How about a 5 or 6 or maybe 8% on a credit card? Okay, if you're so worried about percentage. See, I've learned over the years, in fact, if you really pay attention and read a lot about your big businesses, and this is what a lot of people don't do. That's why I say Google the stuff. Google everything I'm telling you. You'll find out that I'm not just blowing sunshine. I'm giving you facts that you can approve by third party. Google is your third party verification monster. Whoever's what do you call it? Google kings and queens out there, go ahead. Please do. I like when you actually email it back and say, hey, you were right about that. Right on. And I hold those in case someone ever says that. I pull it out. Here's my fact checkers. They're doing it for me. See, in this business, there's no reason to go ahead and try to buffalo anybody because all the information that we talk about is stuff that big organizations are doing, or have done, are currently doing, are doing more. One thing I learned over the years is this: no matter what you've been told, no matter what you've been, there's always other things out there that either work or don't. We only deal with what we know that works, and sometimes we miss a boat. Like on the one company I told you earlier with our client, he's part of the family, so I'm gonna stick up for the family. So, anyways, what I want to say is that at Corporate Credit Blueprints, we're here for you. Also, another thing is this: one thing you want to find about, we can help to get your business credit for your EIN, and that's not connected to your link to your social security number, with no personal guarantee. You get high limit revolving business credit, which means this: in the beginning, we give you places to go to initiate and build your business credit. Well, they'll give you the business credit with no personal guarantee. In the beginning, there's only one way that I will ever suggest, and I mean suggest, that is a hybrid. The hybrid is that the reason why I suggest them, I know how to get you out of it once you personal guarantee it. You'll be out in 18 to 24 months. I just tell, and I heard again on this guy comes on again. He's been on for a while, then he's disappeared and came back on. Says, hey, if you want to get $150,000 up, no, in fact, it's two of them today. I'm sorry, two, because that's one of the training I'm in. My job is to spend right now 4 hours a day on the internet looking for all the stuff and see where it relates to me, which means what we're offering versus them. Well, I come to find out so far, no one offers the depth that we go into. They all offer you the surface stuff. And for me, that's one thing about the surface stuff. That's why I say, I'd rather have a person that did the surface stuff come to our business with their surface credit already done, because they already went through the headache. Now I can take them to a pro level, because now they got at least, and somebody has some bad habits, which will break. But the thing is that now we can go ahead and do something with them. With some areas we can clean up, some areas they're done a branch really might not be set up right, because all these people do is just get them the credit, and then it's kind of like you're on your own. It's like, okay, you get credit, I get real estate. Okay, cool, but what are you doing? A lot of people don't realize they're losing that real estate investment they're doing. They're losing that investment on getting a credit profile with that investment to make the money. And a lot of people don't understand that. The primary program is the program if you're, especially if you do it in the beginning. Because here's how, I'm gonna give you just a rough synopsis on this. Now, the primary program that builds your business, anywhere you'll have access anywhere to, $30,000, $40,000, maybe $80,000 in the first part, depending what level in the primary area you decide to join. Because there's an area that's 1.25 million and it works its way down. All right, that means 1.25 million in business credit lines you'll be able to apply for and receive. Now, here's one thing about this though: it takes a very fine structure to make sure everything's built correctly, and it takes 90 to 120 days to make sure it's there, and then you can hit the gun and start applying for those credit lines. That credit lines, not credit cards, credit lines. The cards and everything else is behind all that, because we've helped you build some of it so you can get to the credit lines with the primary program, and then you're just off to the races. Now, for instance, the people that started are in it now have waited, and also I did the YouTube. I need to chop it down because it says it's like 6 hours, but we did a seminar last weekend, and we have some testimonials and stuff on there. So you want to see what we did, and this was just a test one, because the seminars are coming up now. The hotels are now to begin to open up. So they're going to be live. And this is live training. This is not where you're going to go ahead and come and hear theory. We're going to be on the telephone. We're going to be on with the creditors. We're going to go, I'll call the creditors so you can hear me talk to them. Some of you will authorize me to speak in behalf of your business while I'm there. A lot of this stuff will be live, so you can take notes and see this. And on top of that, one thing we do jam the area for the phones, because we're not going to allow, there's no recording of it, anything else like that. We don't allow you to record it. If we find you recording, we'll just kick you out of there, because that's not what you're paying for. You aren't recording, then I'll charge you $300,000 if you want to record. All right, that's how you want to record. You pay me $300,000 in cold hard cash, then I'll be glad to let you record. That's how serious we are about it. Now, the next thing is this: to get your high credit limit business revolving credit, Accounts with no personal credit checks get approved for business credit regardless of, guess what? Regardless of the cash flow, credit, or collateral, because there's items that you can do as long as you don't go over a certain limit of credit they allow you to do with just your tax ID and your business credit. Also, you'll be able to monitor your business credit in real time, all right? Also, your Dun & Bradstreet and Experian and Business Equifax scores you'll be able to see. Also, another thing you'll learn how your business credit reports and how they work, and the scores really work and how easily to control them. Also, another thing you'll learn is the vendors. One thing about vendors is that you'll begin to understand well, the other benefits is is the trade vendors to build your initial business credit profile and score. Here's one thing you want to begin to understand and remember is your initial vendor credit is also going to be your lifeblood for a storm. Your initial vendor credit is going to be the lifeblood in case of a storm. Last year, this time, I had so many people whining and crying, saying, "Oh my God, I should have listened to you. You told us, but I didn't realize this would come about." Even if you're making money, I wouldn't be cocky, because what happens? What are you going to do when it runs out? Where are you going to run to? Mommy, daddy, who's going to take care of you? This is why you want to have OPM, other people's money, which is the business credit. The vendor credit. So you say you needed some vendor credit on a 30 or 60 day or 90-day net. See, if you build a relationship up with the vendors, you can go that far out. What do you think Amazon does? What do you think Walmart? Again, I use this analogy all the time. Google is call Walmart. Call Walmart's main center. They'll tell you. Call their financing investment team. Have them send you a package. That's what I said. And also go to the investor relationship team. Have them send you a package. They'll show you what's going on. You can even ask them, "Hey, do you guys also, when you leverage your money by getting most of the stuff on the shelf by vendor credit?" And guess what they'll tell you? Yes. What's wrong with that? See, this is what a lot of you don't understand. Well, how do you do that? Do you guys realize you could go ahead and get credit on Google? To do what? Well, to do what? What do you want? What do you want to buy on Google? You want to run ads? What do you want to do? These are the things that you want to begin to understand that you can use. See, vendor credit would have saved a lot of people in the storm because they could have backed down a little bit, minimized, and they could use the vendor credit to buy some material. If you were a restaurant and didn't have a hole in the wall, you build a hole in the wall, finally with the window where you can say hi and have people drive in. Then you finally could have hired a team to drive to the place to deliver food, or then you could have had Uber at the time, whatever it is. Or people drive up the driveway, mask and hand them the food. See, these are the things that people didn't think about. See, you've got to be prepared. I mean, I'm going to say this again. When you have business credit, you want to begin to understand is that in business credit is the most powerful weapon to weaponize yourself in life so you can go ahead and handle the storm and don't bring the pain home. So you'll be able to access high limits, Visa, MasterCards, credit cards that you can use mostly anywhere. We have a gentleman that received a $11,000 card and he got bumped up from another card to $16,000. These are MasterCards, BP MasterCard. MasterCard can be used anywhere. Yeah, these cards are just like American Express. They're 30 days. But what if you need $11,000 and you're going to have that money come back in? Because I need $11,000, I'm going to end up making 30. So what? You pay $11,000 off if you used it. Some are revolving. Revolving comes in later in the line. But as you want to go on, even when your bank says no, you'll know where to go to get where it says yes. A lot of people don't even realize Amazon has a credit line you can use for credit. But how does that work? I'm not going to tell you yet, but it's out there. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot of places that have unconventional ways of giving you access to cash credit and with a credit line. All right. Also, another thing is this: when you join us, you'll have a concierge support service, especially inside the primary. The primary one, you'll have that particular call center and us to call you, because in the primary, we got to make sure you're right on. You're bothered 3 times a day. You're inside a training once a week for sure because of the facts. And then sometimes Saturdays, we do a whole class on where you're at, the primary, what we're doing, where you're going, and then when we're ready to release you to the world, everything must be in the particular way so you can get your approvals online. You don't have to call anybody. And if you do, it's just a matter of verifying because they couldn't verify something and you have everything you need to verify. All right. Now, another thing is this. Again, I talked about this before. You're seeing this lady. You got to have that kind of determination, whether you're a man, a woman, or mouse. Remember this. If you're going to be a lion doesn't doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. So what are you going to be, a lion or a sheep? Another thing is this. You only have one social security number and only one chance to mess it up. Yes, you can get it cleaned up. You can do this, you can do that, but still you're going to take time to clean it up. So when you clean it up, don't mess it up. See, when we bring also people on the primary lines, we also clean up all their credit, whatever inquiries they have, debts, bankruptcies, whatever. We clean everything up. So because as you're building your business credit, we want your personal life to be also where you can have $200,000 or $300,000 in personal credit, where you don't use more than 20% of the base amount of your utilization. We have a couple of people in here that they have anywhere from 1% to 2%, and the maximum that we have so far on the team is only 18% utilization. These are the ones that we get down. Why? It's important for you to have that kind of utilization. Also, we show you how to move. We have people here that move to leverage their credit cards. They get in the program, they have 2 cards they pick, and they keep moving them around. So when the credit line comes in, they'll pay off the credit card, and now they use the credit line to go ahead and write that complete stuff off because they used their personal card. But now as they're doing that, the money they spent on the first credit card, they pay off within the time frame so it doesn't get charged the interest. So you don't pay the interest. So it's the same thing as having 0% interest. Hello, some people don't even think this way. Oh my God, it's 29% interest rate. Well, then guess what? Pay it before it's the 30 days up. So have the cards where you're moving around and you get 0% interest. So there you go. Then when you get the business credit line, you're able to pay that off. Don't have to worry about it. Now it's all in the business. So there's many ways, but just remember, you be careful with you only have one chance to mess it up, and then it'll take you, several months to clean it up. Bankruptcy, not a problem. Some people actually need to do it to get their life straight. Some need to go in chapter 13 to get their life straight, to put all the brakes on so they can actually see, oh my God, okay. Because they keep swimming and trying to swim above water and they can't. Well, usually a BK will go ahead and stop it. And a 13 will, okay, great, I can handle it by the 13, which means they're still going to be paying on the bill. But that's okay. We can clean it up after we do a lot of that. And remember this, folks. Did I freeze? Okay. I remember this. The courts do not report bankruptcies to anybody. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'll talk about that later. Now, the thing is this, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Why would you want to do that? Because it's too risky. We also go over areas in your life so you don't have to take risk with it. And the one thing you take risk about is that your corporate credit is fine then. Your personal credit is where you don't want to take the risk. You want to take all your risk in the business arena. Now, what I mean by risk is this. This is your line of defense. This is your area to where you are the line of defense. And on top of this, you are here. It says, Rostan, I put this here because a lot of people didn't quite understand this. Donald Trump filed for corporate bankruptcies. All right. The rich file bankruptcy, stay rich. Why? Look what Wells Fargo did. Go back when Wells Fargo went through all that fiasco about their people. Remember, they're taking people's identification, doing this, doing that, and whatever they were doing. There was 450 locations that shut down. They were fined $3 billion. They wrote it off. But guess what? Cities file bankruptcies. See, when you have because remember, each location has its own number. Tax ID. Debt follows tax ID. Debt follows tax ID. Now, on top of this, the line of defense. That's why when we get you started. Now, some people already have credit to their business, and we move things around and do other things that we need to do. And we move some credit lines here and there, back and forth. So the top one is going to be the main one that builds credit. That is your mothership. That's the only one that's all it's going to do. It's not going to do business. What it is business management slash consulting. Why? Because all it does is build credit. And when it builds credit, what it does is, guess what? it builds credit, and then you have do your business down below, whatever it might be. It could be widget 1, Apple 2, and Orange 3. You're doing businesses on different areas here, and any problem that hits one of these won't affect the mothership because it's done correctly. This is what we go over. This is what we establish with you. And on top of this, the beautiful thing about it is you'll never bring the pain home when you've learned the structure. In fact, if you have a big home business right here in the red box, big home business. Now you say, well, I want to get in the real estate business. Okay, whatever that is, house flipping, or you're going to keep it for rentals, whatever it is. And then maybe you want a franchise. I don't know what kind of franchise you might want. But here's the thing. In the primary course class, when we get those things building, in the primary course class, one of the things that happens is that you begin to move up because you realize, hey, all you need is a couple of $1,000,000 for McDonald's, or you want to go a little different, you go to another place. You can go to Wendy's, you can do other areas and buy in, or you can go real simple and take it real basic. You can go to, guess what? Subway. All right. The lowest Subway net was $110,000 a year. Lowest net, even after you were paid. So that's a little over $9,000. About $9,000 a month, somewhere in there, right? So now guess what? Now you have 3 areas making money. But also you have the write-offs. But how does this one do business? Because it's going to manage these businesses down below. And should ask your CPA this question. What does the compound do? A compound file tax return? Ask your CPA that. I'm not here to be your legal or accounting advice. I'm just telling you, ask your CPA what is a compound return. A lot easier to do if you're going to do this, because we show you how to protect yourself. Now here's halfway. All right, here's where you're going to go. You're going to go to www.corporatecredit-blueprints.com. You're going to go www.corporatecreditblueprints.com. All right, there's a dash in between that. It's a corporatecredit-blueprints.com. Go there. What you're going to do is put in your name and your information, and then they're going to send you the book. That's the first book. The first book is about maybe 7-8 pages. That is real good about the basics for some things you're going to need to know. Even if you have a foundation, if you're with somebody else, go take it and see what might be missing for you. All right. Again, one more time, I tell you halfway. We're almost done. I'm going to fly through this. I said 45 minutes. I have maybe based on when I started, I have 10 minutes to go. And I'm going to hang up. Hang up. I'm going to close as soon as I do this. All right. So it's www.corporatecredit-blueprints.com. All right. Go there, get your free ebook, put your name, your information, and your phone number. And I'm going to tell you, if the phone number is not real, it won't go through. So I don't care if you put down the White House phone number, put down the phone number, it's going to work. All right. Okay, cool. Now we're not going to call you tonight at all. In fact, if anyone's going to call you, it'll be me live calling you or one other person. And that's it. And I don't call during the day that much. I call usually after hours of work, after 5:30, starting from the East Coast time. I work my way back to the West Coast. All right. So now, because during the day, the primaries get all the attention. The primaries get all the attention. Why? Because they're doing. Okay, cool. All right. My time guy told me what I have left. All right. So cool. All right. So now the next thing is, let's move on down. Okay. Plan on the problems. There's always something that goes wrong, and plan on it in your business. Like the COVID-19 came, and a lot of people thought we're going to weather the storm. When it first hit, when I first heard about it in December, because Bill Gates talked about it, I did a lot of looking into it, and I even had my one guy that works for me. He's a deep research guy for me. I asked him to research a lot of stuff, and he says, "Yeah, this is real. It's over there in China already." So I started going out. I did the old-fashioned way. I started going out business to business, hand knocking on the thing, and not everyone, but I'm gonna say about maybe 72% of the people. Oh no, I'll be fine when that happens. I'll be fine. And I went back to some of those places that said they'd be fine. They're out of business. And then, one thing that really hurt me, my feelings, Now, when I say hurt my feelings, is this: I like Dairy Queen, and I went back to this Dairy Queen that was a franchise, and it was really way too late. I mean, the guy had a good business, and he was the one that was the worst critic of business credit. I never needed business credit before. I did this, I did that, and I believe in the Lord. There's no I in that. And I said, well, you were really blessed. No, I did it myself. I said, okay. And what really hurt me was that I went back. Oh, I was July. I think I talked about it in July of last year, August last year, somewhere in there. Yeah, it was August. And they advertised in the paper, he was closing his door. He's been there a while. And I went back to see him, and he hung his head and he said, I'm sorry. I apologize how I was to you. I said, no worries. I said, you know what? I prayed for you. It's all right. You get to something else. And he says, you sure you can't do anything? I said, well, just, give me your financials, and I give them to I have a CPA that would sometimes do me favors. She looks and says, no, you won't be able to, you'll be throwing good money after bad. You're really just going to have to let it go because of blah, 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 blah. I said, all right. But anyways, those are the things I'm telling you, folks. If you're really that secure, you think you have that kind of money, let another COVID come and see. If it hadn't been for COVID, I would have ate. I mean, if I wouldn't have had what I had in my shelves, I would have ate dirt myself. But you know what? Again, safety credit. And we'll go over more about that later, but not tonight, but later. But safety credit is your line of defense in your personal and your business life, but you've got to understand how to do it. You don't want, put it this way. I was once told, don't let your ego write a cash you can never, don't let your ego write a check it can never cash. So all I can say is, folks, business credit, it will save your life. All right, and this is what I mean. Credit saved my life. This is all the cards I had, Diners Club, all I had to use, American Express, all these. All right. And so this is what I want to let you know is that this is real. This is real. I'm telling you, this is real. And then learning how to leverage and move them around. Now, things are beginning to turn around and didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat. Thank the Lord for that. All right. Now, building your millions. You've got to start somewhere. Building your business to $1 million of credit is really not that hard. That's the most simplest way to do it. But a lot of people you get a lot of smart rats that think they're really smart and they don't want to really follow the directions 100%. Well, I've been here, I've done this, I've been over here, I had this, I had that. Well, I make this kind of money. I don't care. Until you can walk on water, and have the sun stand still for a day, then I can say you're it. But until then, you're on this planet where things are going to go awry. You've just got to build your business credit to be ready. No matter what I don't care if I see people out there who has business contracts they get for $850,000. Oh, wow, that's cool. I can survive on that. Really? Stop doing the business. All I can tell you this, whatever your outgo is, we teach you to have 3 times that amount in business credit. And we can build it to that. And then you have another 4th one, which you use for your business. You keep the other stuff in the rears in case. Or you might find a big opportunity and you use it for that big opportunity. See, you've got to be prepared. See, this is what we teach you. Go get it. Be gregarious, rambunctious, but don't put it on your family. Don't put it on your personal credit. Put it on the business credit where it belongs. Now, you want to protect yourself as you build your dream? One thing people must understand, we teach you how to protect yourself as you're building your dream. So a lot of people get crazy at that. I have one person that, he'll talk to some people and he'll kind of almost, I said, no, next time you want to do something, call me and we'll talk about it. And, if it seems like a good idea, then, I'll tell you, or I'll refer you to someone to go talk to about it as well. So these are things we want to protect you. Why? Because you're our client, you're our family. So when you invest, one of you out there is going to touch someone's going to do some great things in the world because of your business, because you use your business credit instead of your personal credit. Also, another thing, personal assets. Oh my God, folks, This drives me nuts. This drives me bukus and crazy. If you know anything about trust, take this tonight and Google it. Google revocable living trust. A revocable living trust is the type of trust that can be changed at any time. If you have a second thoughts about provisions in the trust, or if you change your mind about who should be the beneficiary, you can modify the trust terms with the trust amendment. You can revoke or undo the entire trust if you decide that doesn't serve you any more purpose any longer. So why aren't all trusts revocable? If these trusts are flexible, what do you think about it? Because all assets transferred to the trust are still considered as your own personal assets. Now, as an irrevocable trust is simply a type of trust that can't be changed by the grantor after the agreement has been signed and the trust has been formed and funded. For the most part, it's forever. You can't take property back that you placed into it. You can't act as trustee and manage the trust asset with an S. You form the trust and step aside for all time. Now, here's what happens and why. You put your home, you put your car, you transfer debts, and when you do all that, this is why the irrevocable is what we say in the business, why you want that. Move all your personal everything in there. Go Google this and you'll see, and even go ask a trust attorney. Now remember, this irrevocable is forever. The revocable is where they still can come and take away from you. If you want to protect your house and assets, there's a way in, there's a way out. Find out the full details. And I don't have time to get into full details about the irrevocable, but this is one of the reasons why I like it. Put it this way, no matter what, someone sues you and it's not happening. All I'm going to tell you, talk to your attorney that deals in trust, but just Google these two and you'll see. Some of you do this, and for me personally, from all my years of experience, it is really crazy. It is really crazy. All right, so I got to move on. Okay, so just do that. Boom. All right, I'll turn your corporation to an investor. Credit, money, houses, and franchises, cash flow, frees up your time. This is what the primary what we're doing. The primary club course that we have is this is what the primary is all about. The primary is about the credit, the money, the house, and franchises. Once you sign up for the primary, we're taking you in that route to go ahead and do it. And there's some things that projects I started up that I'm busy in some area, but I started and some primaries have taken them over, and I don't take the big piece. They take the big piece because they're running it, and I get a small piece because I'm the founder of it, started it over, so I get a percentage of that. So some things I start, and I'm keeping the big piece because I don't care about all that. If you're willing to run I got this, you got it. Then they show me that they have some expertise in it, then I don't have a problem. Okay, cool. You know what? Then I'll do it. Why? Because they can do it. I don't have really that particular time to do it. I don't want to go ahead and have 232 people working for me again. I'm not going to do that. Not now. No. So that's one of the reasons why I would turn it over to a family that's built with me. I understand. I know who they are. I know their character. I know their credibility because of their corporation. All right. So that's the next thing. Now, the next thing after, again, I'll turn you into a corporate investor with credit, money, houses, and franchise. And that's done through the lines that we've been talking about, but also the primary. The primary program is where this is access to anyone that's in the primary program. This is where you'll start at maybe 250,000 up to almost, well, you can go up to $2.75 million if you want to on the program in credit lines, not credit cards. The credit cards are actually, some of them come before that, are revolving, different banks we take you to. All right. Also, another thing is this. If you're going to do the houses, I told you I was going to be go over some things. All right. Never have joint credit. If you're married, undo the credit. Undo it. It's the most dumb thing you can do. If one thing happens to one, you'll both fall down. If one thing happens to you, one won't fall down. You can hold up and help them get themselves straight because your time's coming. Remember, it does come. I don't care how perfect. Again, if you walk on water and you can stop the sun moving for a day, then you can do as you wish. But until then, a house, a homestead, transfer living. A lot of people don't really understand how a homestead really works. They only know the basic concepts. Anyways, you're transferring to a living trust, husband or wife, not both. There's a reason, but we're not going to explain it here. Is this corporation, never your name, which means don't have the mother corporate credit in your name. You have it. If your ego's that big, create a division and put the division in your name and make it an LLC. All right. All right. Never do business and don't say what it does. For instance, your corporation is a business management / consulting. It's going to consult the divisions that you work for. You must have 1 million in credit. Well, guess what? In the primary program, you will have that for definite. Never do business under the corporation only through the divisions. Never do business under the corporation only through the divisions. What I've been talking about. Why? Because that's your protection is the division. As a corporation, your division is going to take all the hits if something goes wrong. Never do business. All right. Here's the division we're talking about. A division is maybe for real estate, like I talked about. A division for a new franchise. A division for your current business, whatever that might be. Buying a house. Do not do joint credit. Do never. Now, once there's a way to do it, I'm not going to go get into it because I'm 2 minutes close to my time. Undo the joint. You'll have more power. I'll hold a course on that later. Buying a house. Don't buy a house together. If you've done your tax returns together, I'm going to tell you, there's a way to undo it so it goes back from day one to beginning. Undo it and ask your tax attorney why. I'm going to just tell you this. If one of you goes down, you both go down. If one of you goes down and you're not attached to that tax return, not even once, then that only person in that household is going to go down. That's how it's designed. But they didn't tell you that. You can just pick one who's going to file the head of household, but do not do joint tax returns. If you end up owing taxes, they're going to attack you both. Ask your attorney on that. Go call a tax attorney. They'll explain it better than I can right now. But I'll explain it more in detail. This is what we do in the primary. We go in detail, and then we have guest speakers. Anyways, so whatever business opportunity you're looking for. Corporate credit, the business credit, all the same, gives you the opportunity for business opportunity. It's not, you're investing. This is the only investment, this is one of the investments that where you come in and put what you put in, you'll get 3 times that money back. And it's exactly what I just said. Whatever you put in, what you sow, you shall reap. More than what you sow later, what you shall reap. So what you sow now, you will reap plus more than what you reap later for what you've done now. And a lot of people don't understand that. But what you do, I just want to go ahead and get and do the whatever minimum program, whatever that might be. We don't have a minimum program. After the first quarter, our minimum programs are over. It's done. Now, the next thing is this. For instance, you're only going to reap what you put in. This is an investment in your business. This is an investment in your business, not me. This is an investment for your business. Again, corporatecredit-blueprints.com. Now, if you want your business opportunity, come and call us. Call us at 888. Oh, I've got one more slide. I was going to tell you. Call us. Here's the American dream you're looking for. Receiving money every month, pay your bill every month, driving a car, go on a business trip, helping others, and that money frees up your time. All right, here's the end. This is your last book, your last ebook. Go to www.corporatecreditblueprints.com. www.corporatecreditblueprints.com. Again, put your name, email, phone number, and again, you're not going to get bombarded with sales calls. I promise you. When I call you, I'm not selling you. I'm going to do your consultation with you, and then you ask me. If you ask me what it costs, I'm not going to tell you. If you ask me, okay, great, how do I sign up? I'm going to ask you one question. Are you going to sign up today or just kicking tires? If you're kicking tires, I'm going to tell you, go over here and deal with them. I don't have a problem referring you someplace else. Why? Because you want it, but we're the creme de la creme. That's just the bottom line. We really are. And I'm going to call it like it is. I'm not being arrogant or whatever it is. I've been where you've been at. I've been at with no credit. I've lived in a house. There's so many things that I've gone through. I think what I'm probably going to do one of these times is just do one webinar, actually, where I came from, how I started, and why I'm at where I'm at today. Because this is the reason why we do so well. I don't tolerate out there in the business world when they start telling you something. I know it's not true, even though they brainwash you to think it's true. So again, this one is, I believe it's 70 or 68 pages, I believe. So go ahead and do that, and we'll send them out tonight. For those of you on YouTube, same thing, go right ahead. Facebook, do the same thing, go right ahead. All I want to say again, give us a call at 888-471-4252, extension 2001. Again, 888-471-4252, extension 001. Also, if you want to do here's a hotline number. I'm going to give you the hotline number. If you call the hotline number, 614-349-8242. Excuse me. 614-349-8242. If you call this, not tonight, because they'll go straight to the voice box. I don't have anyone answer late at night that way because it's crazy. You call tomorrow. When you call that number, that's a number that you're saying that you're willing to go ahead and break out your credit card. That's a number you call that says you're going to break out your credit card and you're going to spend something. On the primary program, if you're not willing to spend a couple of racks, 3 to 4 to 5 racks, it's not happening. That's 614 if you're going to spend at least a rack, minimum. We don't joke around on that number. That number's straight, hot up, red line. I'm ready. I'm doing it. What do we got to do? Here's my name. Here's my credit card. I want to start off with the rack, or what else do you have besides the rack? Can I do something else? What else do I got? What else can I get for the rack? If you don't understand the slang of rack, then go look it up. So with that said, folks, I just want to say good night. Thank you for being here. And I'm done. I am done. So bless you all. Have a happy Easter. And most of all, thank you again. And remember, we're in the second quarter. Where are you going to be by the next quarter? Still where you are in the first quarter? Is that where you're going to be? Still in the first quarter? All right. Good night. Good luck. We love you all. And remember this. Happy Easter. And remember, is your first quarter, going to look like the second quarter? I pray not. All right, folks. We'll talk to you later. Have a good evening.